Hey everybody, Drew here from Pella Cars. Super excited to bring you guys this beautiful 2004 Toyota Corolla. It's the LE model. It only had one owner who kept it on Long Island, where they get about 100 inches less snow per year than we do up here in Rochester, and quite a bit more sunshine. Sad because that's coming soon, but it is very, very rust-free compared to any Rochester car, and even half its age. They never got in any accidents with it and took extremely good care of it. There is, however, a decent amount of cosmetic flaws, which I'm going to point out. They don't jump out at you from like these standard angle photos, like kind of that, right? Probably didn't notice that in the pictures and didn't notice it when I was back here, but when I get up on it, you can see it. So the goal is to show you as much of that stuff as possible, so there's no surprises when you come to test drive it, and even more so, no surprises if you order it online and have it delivered. But again, a one owner, super low mileage. It was manufactured in August of 2003, so that makes it over 21 years old, and it's only got 103,000 miles on it. That's remarkable. And they took, again, one owner took extremely good care of it, no accidents, and tons of evidence of great maintenance, including, and we'll start with these headlights. They've been replaced, probably because the old ones were really foggy, and there's upgraded bulbs in them that are fantastic. The front bumper, which, 21 years, there's a little split in it right there. 21 years of driving on the highway. That road spray when it's raining, that contains little pieces of, dirt and silt and stuff like that, which has done a good job of dulling this front bumper, and there are some scuffs on it, as you can see. The hood, so that happens more to this because it's like it's a malleable, it's called polyurethane, I believe, malleable, plastic. It's designed so it won't dent if a light thing hits it. This is steel. Usually hoods are aluminum or steel. This one is steel, and you can see the stone chips on it. There'd actually be quite a bit more if it was aluminum because it's softer. Coming along the side, I might be able to get this out for you. Not sure. It looks like pine tree sap, so just know that that's there in case it still is when you have the car delivered or come to test drive it. This is an excellent indication, first, the wheel, of just how little winter weather this car's seen. There's no peeling on these rims. These would be, well, you'll see if you buy it. A couple Rochester winters destroy wheels like this, and these look brand new. That indicates, again, that it was just not exposed to the road salt. And wait till I show you underneath. It's incredible. These tires, these are, on the more expensive, not the most expensive, but very, close to the most expensive tires you could get for a Corolla. Usually after somebody has a car 21 years, they buy cheap tires, but this owner opted for one of the more expensive options, which is a BF Goodrich, and they actually still have the little rubber things on them, as you can see here. They've got, these front ones have over 95% of their tread left, and the backs look brand new. But the fact that they spent the money on the tires is a good indication that they take maintenance seriously and did not neglect things like oil changes. We look for stuff like that when we source these cars. They're very hard to find in good condition. Scuff here and a good ding here with some kind of scar on the paint. It's got a dent on the rocker panel. This is super common. That happens from when somebody jacked it up. Either the lift caused this or they banged into something turning like a curb. So moving along the back, there are some door dings there as well. You can see the reflection of the siding. Decent amount of door dings. Again, tires are, I can try to give you a better angle here. Tires are very close to new. Again, they have the little things on them still. Back to those deceiving angles, right? So like a picture of the car from here, you wouldn't notice this. And the reason for this, that gap, is because this car routinely backed into something. I would assume that wherever they parked it, like in their garage or something, figure 21 years, they probably backed into the same thing several times. Enough force to do this once would do more damage back here, which is why I am, safe to assume that it was several times. And you can also see, as we, look across the back here, that there's a decent amount of scuffing and stuff, but this is from it being pushed on here. The top coat of paint, which is the clear coat, is faded on the roof, faded here. Again, it is substantially sunnier, pretty much anywhere other than Rochester, New York, but substantially more sunshine hours on Long Island, and warmer too. If I'm beating a dead horse, I apologize. Underneath has benefited greatly. As you see, there's only, like, I'll try to get super close. There's only very light surface rust there. It's not, you know, falling apart and rotted like a Rochester car would be. Also note it has a new exhaust. It looks like that's very new. It is not as quiet as the original. Original exhausts from Toyota in this era were insanely thick, a low grade of stainless steel, and very, very quiet. That, you know, replacements like that for older cars like this are usually just generic parts with curved pipes to fit them together so they fit this car, but they're, you know, again, universal parts, and it has a little bit more, almost, dare I say, sporty, a little bit more of a growl than it would have stock. We've had hundreds of these cars, so I noticed that when I took it for a ride. I'm sure you already saw that scuff there. Give you a better shot of the faded paint up top. This is just what's called clear coat. So there's the metal, and then primer, and then blue, and then clear. And that clear is supposed to make it shiny, like this. Hello. That's what's faded on the top. So on this side of the car, there is the corner of the door opened into something. I'm actually going to touch that up. Let's look at the other side of that and make sure. Yeah, good. So that's not all like rusted or anything, but that's a little bend in there. And again, I'll brush touch that before the car leaves. There is a ding here, here, here. And there's a couple marks in the fender you could see like dings, but they rubbed up against something large. It wasn't the edge of a door. Scuffs on the mirror as well. Inside, the car is remarkably clean for 21 years old. It doesn't smell like smoke. It does not smell like they ate in it, or at least not frequently. If you look in between the seats and the center console, it's relatively clean in there, which is a good indication that they didn't, you know, eat a lot or anything like that in it. Again, no odors. There's some wear in the carpet, as you can see there. This steering wheel cover came on it. The steering wheel, the top was beat up from the sun and worn, so I'm going to leave that on. This, I hope this is not a deal breaker. If it is, reach out. The very outer edge of the seat belt is a bit frayed. 99% of it is untouched, but this frayed part, we are trying to source a seatbelt, and hopefully will by the time anybody comes to see it, but it's difficult because 2003 and 4 Corollas were slightly different than 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, you know, most of the Corollas left are, you know, the newer ones. So trying to source that. Again, if that's a deal breaker, make sure you say that right in the beginning, because, you know, I wouldn't want to, you know, disappoint anybody. So again, absurdly clean in here. There's that one little scuff on the headliner, actually another scuff in the back, excuse me, by the handle. I'll show you the back. The back carpet is a bit worn, which is unusual. They must have, maybe it was, you know, followed somebody from kids all the way to moved out. No idea. Usually you don't see wear in the back seat of very low mileage cars. Again, probably a family vehicle. Cost of living on Long Island is very, very high. So that might explain why a smaller vehicle, usually, not to get too much into like demographics and socioeconomics, but usually something like a Corolla is for one person to commute. They're not usually used as family cars, but in areas that are very expensive to live, like, you know, parts of Asia, they're more commonly used as family cars. So Long Island is expensive, and maybe that's why. Pardon the tangent and the, again, history, socioeconomics, etc. But yeah, so this car, it drives absolutely wonderfully. So it's got bulletproof 4-speed automatic. Toyota's used forever, and it has the this engine came out, I believe, in 1998, and it's a very, very good engine. It's got cold air conditioning, hot heat. Again, 103,559 miles on it. By the way, it's got cruise control, power windows, power locks, power mirrors. It does, in fact, have 2 sets of keys with, you know, both have fobs. This is remote start. Not sure how it works. Haven't played with it because the labels are worn off the buttons, but it is functional. I see the light blinking. Let me see. Well, there you go. So drives absolutely beautifully. I'm going to take you guys for a ride, get you up to some highway speeds, take my hands off the wheel, and hit the brakes. Should be a good indication of what it does and what it doesn't do. These are very smooth and quiet compared to their biggest competitor, which is the Honda Civic, especially in these years. Very soft riding, kind of like a small Camry, like a baby Camry, if that makes sense. So we're already going 50, get up to 55 here. The car doesn't struggle at all to pick up speed. It's very well designed, peppy 4-cylinder with variable valve timing, and again, a great bulletproof 4-speed automatic. So we're going 60. I'm gonna take my hands, straighten up, take my hands off the wheel, and hit the brakes. So that's very aggressive braking, hands off the wheel. We are still perfectly straight. So just an absolutely wonderful car. It's getting very hard to find these, you know, with one owner histories and, you know, tons of evidence that it was taken care of and not all rusted out. So hopefully you like it. If you'd like to see this car in person and test drive it, we would love to meet you. You could set up an appointment through the website, www.pellacars.com, or just call me. My name's Drew, 585-771-0111. You could also buy this car and have it shipped. We do that quite a bit more often than in years past, and we're more than willing. Just reach out for a quote on shipping and to discuss the process. And hey, if you like this video, if it was just helpful or entertaining or anything like that, even if you don't intend to buy the car, we'd appreciate a like, of course, only if you liked it. And you are welcome to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. These will be quite a treasure in another 20 years when almost all of these are gone. So I'm Drew, really appreciate your time and hope to meet you soon. Thank you.